I want to show you something easy and reasonably quick to make in the kitchen. It's spaghetti squash Alfredo. It's a great substitute for pasta and you don't lose anything in taste. It's also gluten-free. I don't have any restrictions on gluten in my diet. I don't eat gluten-free because I have to, but there are a lot of foods and recipes you can make that are gluten-free that are every bit as good as anything else that you might want to make. This is one of those. Now, this is a spaghetti squash that I had halved, taken out the seeds out of the middle, rubbed with a little bit of butter, and it was baking in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour. After that, it came out of the oven and sat here for 20 minutes, just so that it's cool enough that I can handle it, but it is still hot. Now, I want to show you what I do next to get this spaghetti squash up here and shred out. Let's see if I'll turn this a little bit so you can see. Look at that. Shred and loosen the spaghetti. Now I'm going to bake this again. There's going to be a second bake on this right in the shell, so I'm not going to remove it completely. I just want to loosen it so that it will take the sauce. So as you see, I'm loosening these. Ah, that looks beautiful. All right, now the next thing I will do here, I have my Alfredo sauce that is essentially a mixture of, and I will put the ingredients on the screen for you, but it's a mixture of Neuchatel cheese, which is a lower fat cheese, a little bit of half and half, some onion and garlic sauteed in a mixture of oil and butter, and a little salt and pepper. This is the Alfredo sauce, which goes into this mixture. And it probably only took me 5 minutes to make up this Alfredo sauce, because you don't boil it or anything like that. You just saute the onions, add the garlic towards the end, and cook that a little bit. I'm going to work this Alfredo sauce down into the squash noodles. And of course, this is going back into the oven, and when I do that, it's going to melt a little bit more and soak down into the squash noodles. This is a generous serving for 2 people. If you're wondering where the other half of this squash is, we cooked it last night for dinner, and all we did with that was bake it in the oven, just like I mentioned to you, for about an hour, and pulled apart the noodles, added a little bit of butter, salt, and pepper, and we were good to go. Okay, now the only thing I will do now to this is add a sprinkling. Oh, I like that to just be a little bit more even in here. I want it to look good when it comes out of the oven. Parmesan cheese across the top, and it goes back into the oven for, oh, I don't know, I don't think it's going to take very long, 20 minutes, something like that, until it gets golden on the top and it looks finished. You could even, since it's still hot and warm and everything is warm, you could even finish it off in the broiler and it would be good to go that way. But I'm going to bake it. I'll be back as soon as that's finished and ready to go. Oh yes, this is done, hot, gorgeous. Look at that. It's getting golden on the top, bubbling around the edges. That's exactly what you want. Now, a couple of things I like to do. I might put a little bit of green vegetable in with this, or as most often, I might sprinkle a little leftover cooked shredded kale to the dish and have that along with. You could use green beans or broccoli. That would be all right. And you could even have meat with this or in this. I don't ever do that. But this is the final dish, and it is wonderful. I'm going to give you just another quick look at that now. And this will have to sit for 5, 10, 15 minutes before it's cool enough to eat. I hope you try it.